going on, guys? I got a new style video for you today. We're going to be doing a voiceover style over some time-lapse videos I have in the vault from the 7M intercooler I did and the FCRX7 intercooler I did. So this one here, I'm just opening up Chris Miller's 7M GTE intercooler. This is a CSF core with Sencut Sen end tanks that I made with some branding tags. So right here, I get a ton of questions every time I post these on Instagram. Why do I prep my tanks this way? I actually got this idea from Kyle Nardi. He's a local aluminum guy. One of the reasons I actually got into welding, so shout out to Kyle Nardi. This is just simple Dawn dish soap, some warm water in a clean bucket with some clean, fresh green Scotch-Brite or off-brand works good. I just work my way in there. I keep the patterns in one direction to follow the brushed look that comes out of the box. So here I am just comparing one that's out of the box on the right and one that is prepped on the left. Very slight difference. They're still kind of wet, so it's hard to tell totally, but you can see that brushing it off actually kind of removes some of that bend mark from the die, from the break. So you can see here is an example of a part that I welded just for practice that I didn't do any prep other than the DA that it came with. So you can see the harsh bend line still there. Again, not a huge issue, but something slight that I appreciate, so I do it. Here I am just marking out where I'm going to put the mounting bungs later down the line. I'm sure other people have their own methods of doing this, but like I said, this is my first one. I was trying to be very cautious, and this is the way that I felt that was best to do it. So I'm marking it now before I put the end tanks on so that I could keep a true measurement off the base of the core. I worked with very minimal instructions and measurements for that intercooler. So for my first one, it was definitely a big challenge. It was definitely probably something I shouldn't have taken on, but I'm always down for a challenge and I love learning the hard way. So thankfully this all did work out great. I was able to send it to him. It did fit first try, and there was not much clearance or forgiveness there. But anyways, here I am welding up the end tanks. Again, this isn't a common practice for most people, I found, unfortunately, but I do feel this is pretty critical to weld the inside and the outside of these. This was for a high horsepower car, so it is absolutely crucial that this gets welded inside and out. But anything that sees a lot of pressure change or hot cold, overall expansion, it doesn't take much longer just to get a good weld on the inside, save you and your customer some headache down the line. So here I am just getting after it, welding the inside. I like to prop it up. You may take that as a tip if you'd like, but if not, you may have your own method. So here I am, again, just trying to fit it up to the core better. When you weld these inside and out, it does suck in a little bit, so just a little gentle persuasion with the mallet gets you back to where you need to be. I did end up beating this core off time-lapse. I think that's also a very typical practice for most people, but it's something I took from the aerospace industry. It's good practice. Essentially what you do is you just run a bead around anywhere you're going to add an end tank and what have you. So it allows for better penetration, better bonding to the core, so you don't have what happens to most cheap Chinese cores or poorly welded cores is they'll split or blow out right at the seams. So here I am, just take my time, make sure it's lined up good, making sure that I'm not having any gaps. All my tacks are good, solid, not going to break, because once you start putting heat into this thing, the tacks will break and move on you. I'll start remembering to bring my mic, but that's it. My first two intercooler builds are done. I definitely learned a lot. I think I got my welder issue kind of sorted. I still want to get rid of it. I just want to get back into a Miller or try out a prime weld. I've welded with it before, and it's way better. I mean, this thing is better now with the new regulator and the new high frequency board, but I'm not going to get into it. But I'm just not crazy about the Everlast. So anyways, I think they came out pretty good. I'm very rusty. I don't weld aluminum much, and I thought that I wouldn't be so rusty. But for me personally, I'm really rusty. So again, they're my first two, so I can't beat myself up. It was definitely a learning process. They're both very different cores. So I definitely learned a lot, but I'm really excited. So let me show you guys. So, finished up Frank's core. I'm pretty stoked on how it came out. It was my second one ever. I literally just finished my first one, which is right here. Oh, I gotta do some finishing touches. Anyways, finished up Frank's core. You will notice it only has one inlet. He is not sure where he wants to put this, whether it's gonna be on the top or the side or something like that. So he's gonna get back to me on that. He's gonna take this back. I gave him 4 mounting locations, and he's gonna find a way that best fits what he's trying to do, and then either I'll go to him and we'll figure something out, or he's pretty smart, so fuck, I just did it twice. Anyways, so I'll edit that out. Anyways, yeah, so he'll come up with a solution, or if he gets stuck, I will help him out and get it figured out, but that's really it. So I just would have to drill another hole and put the other end tank, or the inlet rather, and that would finish up that one. Chris Miller's intercooler, I just have to weld the tags on, and I have to put these little mounting feet on them. So I'm gonna try to finish that up tomorrow morning before my appointment, and then I'll be able to have both of those finished up for the end of this week for the catch can build that's next. Definitely a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna try to keep recording little bits and pieces for you guys and just throw it up there, and we'll find a groove into this stuff. So I definitely want to keep putting my stuff out there. I like to see how I progress, and you know, I think I've come really far in 3 years of welding. I've had a lot of crazy shit happen that I've overcome, and you know, I'm excited. I feel like things are finally starting to ramp up. You know, it's starting to feel real. I feel like I'm on the right path. So this is all good stuff. So I'm gonna cut it here and either roll the clips, whether or not I already did or not. But thanks for watching.